did we ever remember what the eye icon meant again? Wasn't that something to do with like the widgets?
The which ones?
Remember the eye icon?
Oh yes.
Isn't that something to do with the widgets?
For the collab cam,
Yeah.
or just in general, like on sources, we have the eye right there.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's just to show it or hide it on your lists.
Gotcha.
I think
Okay.
that's what it does. I think it makes it visible because I know if you go into like the mixer, I removed a lot of the stuff other than desktop audio and audio input just so I can see it working because I don't need the other stuff that's like I think that's what it does. I think it just hides it so it's not visible if you don't need it.
Gotcha. Okay. Thought I was tripping. I forgot that I had to meet you in Discord. We were using Discord.
Yeah, I
Like, why
know
am
we
I
have.
hearing two of you?
Oh, did you have to? Yeah, because we have to use Discord to talk and this too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I fixed it though. We're good to go.
All right, we are live.
Noise.
Yeah, I know you and I we briefly talked about like, hey, we'll talk a little bit about the Nintendo Switch 2, the features
Mhm.
they talked about. I think I don't know. Are we gonna do we want to dabble it about like video game prices? Because I've seen in the last couple weeks how everything's now just going up.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
Especially with the rumor. Did you hear the rumor that I guess not a rumor, but they were saying that Xbox is going that route now too.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's happening in America, but I heard in Europe and I think like Australia and all them
Hmm.
prices going up. I don't. Yeah, but I know PlayStation's already done that across Europe. I think they increased their prices.
Well, to 70, but Nintendo and Xbox are saying they're doing 80.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So then that would mean that Sony will probably go next. They want to follow suit.
right. Yeah, it's oh my god, getting to the
I don't
point
think we
where
would get two of them back to back like that, to be honest.
well, it's like
Look,
they just wait for one person to kind of see what happens. So if they get eviscerated, they're like, "Oh, see, we didn't do that." But then if they go out and do it, and people are paying for it. They're like, "Well, okay, if they're willing to pay that much, we might as well do it too."
right.
So it's kind of like a wait and see. And now with Nintendo being like, "We're charging $80 for our games," you know, suck it, or and people are gonna pay. Like I know I'm gonna be foolish enough to be like, "Shut up and take my money," because I want to
Right.
play like Super, Mario Kart World and
Hmm.
uh, stuff like that. Because like, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, we could start wherever you feel comfortable. I mean, we could talk about Nintendo first. I'm looking here. Do you want to go by? I'll let you go first because I know you actually have Switch. I do not have.
Well, I yeah, we can start like we've done before, where talk about like what we're currently playing,
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
maybe what we're excited for coming up, and then we kind of move into the main topic. But uh, so uh, what did I tell you? Did I tell you? Yeah, did I tell you I was playing Devil May Cry? The
Yeah,
first
you say
one.
you just finished watching the
Yeah,
Netflix series.
yeah, that's actually what got me to go play it because I was like, wow. So the anime was really good. I enjoyed it. It was funny,
Okay.
and
Some people, some people were giving it crap because they were just like, "Oh, it's not like the Dante from like the games of the last series," and I was just like, because I haven't watched the new Devil May Cry series, but I seen clips of it. I'm like, it's the exact same Dante from the previous series. Like,
oh
it's
yeah,
just him joking, demon, badass. That's all he is.
but yeah, he's sarcastic, joking.
Hmm.
Thinks he's like God's gift to women and all that stuff. So,
Pretty.
and that's what he's like in the game. But I noticed the story for the anime must have been an original one compared to what the game was, unless they played in the second or third one. I don't know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still good. But man, playing that first one because I was playing the HD collection
Hmm.
on the PS4, and yeah, like I told you, it was like yeah, like the graphics look nice because they're sharp and clear, but like just the backgrounds, like they didn't take any time to really so like it's that flat sprite, but then you can kind of see
Mhm.
like the lines of the panel, like where they kind of like
Yeah.
they didn't kind of go up and clean it up or make it a little bit better. So it's like you can see the where like each sprite image was like, and I was just like,
Right.
you guys could at least put a little bit more effort into kind of maybe smoothen that out, make it just a little bit
Yeah.
prettier. But I don't know, maybe the company that Capcom outsourced it to said, "Here's $1 million, just make it work," and they're like, "Okay." So it's like,
Fair. That's fair. So how you enjoying the game so far then?
oh yeah, it's been fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's early 2000, just button mashing, and then the music on it is early 2000 rock. Like
Mhm.
it's like, oh man, this is bringing back memories because I remember that
Right.
stuff. And
Yep. Yep.
but yeah, it was fun. It was some bosses was frustrating, but
Mhm.
on that it was yeah. And I did start the second one Friday night.
Okay.
Was playing that for a while, and then last night I actually did a pivot, and I started playing Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Sega Saturn.
Oh shit. Okay.
You've heard of that, right?
I have. Yeah. Yeah. Did you just off a whim do that, or you've been kind of thinking about
Well, I've been thinking about it because like I told you, I think I found it back in uh November December last year. I was
it? Yeah,
on.
that's the one way where you were telling me your wife said you better get it now, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it was like a deal, and it was like one in a million that you would find this like that.
yeah. It's basically, well, yeah, it's the holy grail of like video game collectors because of how rare it's become,
Hmm.
especially for Sega Saturn, because Saturn was never popular. Now video game collectors are trying to collect for it. Well, you know
Yep.
the games themselves are expensive and trying to find complete or so. But this game, they only made 20,000 copies in the U.S. because this came out right at the end of the Sega Saturn lifetime. So
Hmm.
Sega had already abandoned it and started moving on to the Dreamcast. So they kind of just said, "Well, here's one last game we made and everything." And so since it's this is grand RPG that spans 4 CDs,
Right.
became very popular, and people said it's like one of those like hidden gems, one of the last great RPGs that probably got
Hmm.
missed, and it's been fun. Uh, yeah, it's the RPG elements there and everything, and then I'm just surprised at how the gameplay is so smooth. Like
Okay.
like they did a great job of just because you're flying around on your dragon, you can get off and run around in certain areas, but like the combat and everything is just so smooth. Like
Yeah.
these guys must have been just geniuses or just knew how to just because I've read how difficult the Saturn is to program for because there's two processors at the time.
Hmm.
That these guys must have just been wizards at it, figured it out. But no, it's been fun. So yeah, so I started that last night, played for about 3 hours, and
Okay. Nice.
yeah, it's
So now you're gonna kind of go back and forth between the two,
possibly
between Devil May Cry and that one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If I want to play just button mashing game, I'll play some Devil May Cry 2. If I want to do a little bit more of sit back and um,
Kind of just vibe out. Yeah.
one that actually has a legit story because Devil May Cry 2 stories are not like epic. They're just kind of like, but this one's
They're just kind
supposed,
of there is literally like a boss rush.
yeah.
Yeah, like you get little parts of story, boss. Little parts of story, boss.
Mm-hmm. Some
So,
cutscenes that like, all right, and then, but
hmm.
yeah. So what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Oh man, I've been kind of in a lull lately because I've just been looking for just fresh stuff lately. So Monster Hunter Wild has been probably my number one right now. Um, I think this is the fastest pace I've ever seen them do like events to keep people like playing their game,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they figured that out from Iceborne because Iceborne didn't have that amount of content that fast. Where this one, the game dropped. I think we played it for about a month, and then it was like boom, event, boom, new monster, update, balance, and now they're going like through this cycle. I'm just like, hey, you got to do what you got to do with this fast-paced society now when it comes down to these games where it's like release content and then people who do streaming and stuff for full time, they eat that content in like freaking 2 days, and they're just like, okay, we want more. It's like, just did this. But no, Monster Hunter has been really good lately. Um, far as stories, I've been kind of jumping back and forth between. I started that RoboCop.
Oh, you did.
And yeah, it's interesting. It feels just like if you were watching a RoboCop movie.
Did you get it because it was on the PlayStation Plus? Yeah, I grabbed
Yeah,
it too, and then didn't they come out with an expansion now or
I
DLC?
think they did. It's called
Okay,
something City, the expansion for it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, the only reason I want to play it because it's just a classic. So you want to see how much of it is like the movies, and when you play the game, you're just like, this is literally back in the early '90s. Like if you were to be watching the RoboCop movie, it feels like you're playing that. So
Yeah.
I was playing that, and then now since I upgraded my computer, I've been kind of playing around with more PC games too. Like I told you, I've been playing for shooters, Fragpunk.
Mm-hmm.
So now that one is officially out for console. Um, you got to give that a try. It's I think I explained it to you, right? Kind of how it is, like that 5v5, like
Is it like a
bomb arena.
arena?
Nope, it's a 5v5, like kind of like CS:GO,
Okay.
where it's like one team is an attacker that has to plant the bomb, and the other team is defending. So it's
Oh,
set
right. Yep.
basis. But the cool part is each character you play as has their own set of abilities. But then before the match starts, you get these little cards that you and your team can vote on, and whatever's on that card is what happens in the game. So like, say if you like light machine gun,
Mm-hmm.
you can vote on a card that makes it where your whole magazine is one magazine, so you never have to reload.
Hmm.
Like if your magazine size is 100 or 200 rounds, right? Instead of having 100 and you have to reload it to the next one, it's just all one magazine. Or you can make it where your team can vote on cards where the enemy team has big heads, so it's easier for you to get headshots. So I'm just like, that's what I meant by like something different, like instead of like the whole like Call of Duty or
Yeah.
Battlefield, the same new game flash or something else on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want something fresh. So Fragpunk, been doing pretty well. I think most of the reviews on it have been pretty good. My only gripe about it right now is the UI. It kind of reminds me of what's that one game that Suicide Squad.
Mm.
That game when everybody was like, dude, the UI is just terrible because it's like blocking the whole screen. That's kind of what that one is when you're playing in the main menus, like loading into the game. It's just a lot of UI clutter and a lot of menus. So generally, I don't even look at any of the new stuff unlocked minus the card because the card is kind of what tells you what you want to play when you're in the middle of these matches. But other than that, it's a solid game. Repo, that one I think comes out for consoles soon. I think it's this year, probably quarter four. It's a party extraction game,
Okay.
kind of like Lethal Company and not Among Us. What's that other game when kind of look like the Among Us people, but you have to do like different tasks and stuff like that?
Oh.
It's a popular one right now. Oh, I'm gonna look it up
Is it
later,
like a indie game that you're thinking of?
but it could be. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up
Yeah.
later. But essentially,
It's not Roblox, is it?
um, it's like what?
Roblox?
No, no, no. Forget what it's called. Oh, Lockdown Protocol. That's what it's called. Kind
Uh,
of like Lockdown Protocol, but it's you and up to six people, and you just get thrown in the world, and your objective is to get loot, turn it in, so then you can buy more gadgets and see how far you can go.
mm-hmm.
But each time you go into the world, different monsters will appear that will try to kill you, and you
Okay.
want to play the game in proximity chat. So like not in a Discord party, you want to be in the actual game chat because it plays off of your voice and stuff like that. So like some monsters are very sensitive to ear, so you can't talk. So that's like when I was telling you that my buddy was had the dogs fighting in the background and
Yeah.
like yell, and then the dude turn around, shoot with the shotgun. It's just like it's so funny.
Well,
I got a couple clips I'll
yeah.
show you.
Well, yeah, like I showed you that one about. Apparently, there's that horror game with the Huntsman Spider. You know,
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
I've
people
seen
play
that.
that, and then they're like, that one guy said he was talking smack to him, the spider's like, "Oh yeah," and he's just like,
Yeah,
no. I'm like,
yeah,
God, like, I mean,
yeah.
like
So yeah, it's
that was
similar like
funny.
that. It has got different things that makes it fun. Like there's a monster there on there that like will puke on you and it will like slow your movement and stuff down.
Mm.
But when it does that, it changes the voice of your character. So like when you're talking, you sound normal, but when we hear you, it's like if I'm talking like this, but also it's just like what the fuck is going on with you? So it's meant for you to be playing a game, but because of like the chaoticness of everything, die because like you're being funny or you're laughing and stuff like that, and then much. So I got a couple clips I'll show you. Not what I can work, but those are the games I've been
Oh, fun. Yeah. That one clip I sent you where it's like perfect time for a Twitch alert. And the guy was
playing. Oh
like sneaking around the corner. There's that creature just sitting right there. He's like, "Oh, it's
yeah,
blind," and then it goes off, and he just shoots the thing and attacks him. I was just like,
that
and
is
he
the
just
perfect time.
screams like,
I,
"Ah!"
I
Like,
swear people do that on purpose. I promise you, people do it on purpose.
ah,
If I followed someone like that
mm-hmm.
and then they're a big horror fanatic, I would probably do it. Just so that's so like okay, we got to be quiet and hit the subscribe button or like send them some bits or something. Ah,
Oh, was it? I think it was 2 weeks ago. I was playing Oblivion,
mhm,
and I completely forgot. So some of the sound effects I put on my Twitch alerts, like I forget like sometimes what they are because I don't hear them often at all. So suddenly, I was playing a game. I was playing Oblivion. I was in the town. The Imperial City. I was just running around. Suddenly, I hear this, air raid siren going off that, and I'm like,
mhm.
wait, is this in the game? And then I look over, and I guess someone else had raided my channel with 3 people. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, it scared me. And the guy's like, yeah, it scared me too. I didn't think it'd make that noise. I was like, it's like I completely forgot that's the sound effect they put for it. So I was like, it's like,
That's
oh
funny.
man, but yeah, it's like that doesn't sound right in Oblivion. Air horn ray going off, like,
Mhm.
but
That's
yeah, I know. It's like, oh,
but yeah, those have been kind of my go-tos for gaming so far. I know
mm-hmm.
there's a lot of games coming out soon that I'm excited for. I shouldn't say a lot, but the ones that I want. Um, yeah,
Are you
those
gonna
are.
get Doom the Dark Ages?
I've been thinking about it because I played what was it? Doom was it Doom Apocalypse? The one before that,
Eternal was the one
or is
before
it
this.
Eternal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I played that one. I'm then thinking about if I want to go back and play
Mm.
it. 'Cause I know it's not that hard, but I know there's a online aspect to it.
There, yeah, I think
My
there was
friend,
like a multiplayer portion to it, and
yeah, one person plays like the Doom guy, and then you have to fight against two monsters,
yeah, I think
actual
so.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Chase said it actually wasn't that bad. Said it took him a couple days to do it, but it's just tedious, like going back and forth because obviously some rounds good and some you bad. But I've been thinking about going back and getting that. But Doom, new one, that looks good.
yeah. I've been watching some of the developer, um, whatever documentaries, or whatever, and
Hmm.
they said so the Dark Ages does not have multiplayer. They basically just focused on single player story,
Hmm.
and they were talking about how they're using the new EdTech engine for this new game, which I mean the graphics look amazing. Like
Hmm.
compared to like Unreal 5, it's kind of like I don't even know if you can really tell much difference in who's better or not, but they're able to have like more enemies on screen and uh like lighting is just so much better and just like overall like destruction of environments is more realistic. So
Okay.
I mean it's like I'm looking forward to it because I did enjoy Doom Eternal. I did play the expansion. I think it was like the gods or something like that. So
Okay.
but
I'm
yeah, it's
gonna ask
fun.
Chase if he played that. I don't know if
It's
he did, 'cause he platinum it, but I'm pretty sure if he platinum, he got the DLC. So I gotta ask.
it's like the fact you have like heavy metal just going hard and you're just sitting there just killing demons left to right. You're just kind of like, fuck yeah, this is awesome, dude. Just yeah.
See, speaking of that, before we go to any next topic, have you ever heard of the game? It's an indie game, and it's essentially like Beat Saber, but like you're a demon lord,
Yes.
and you kill stuff with the beat of the gun.
Yep.
You heard about that,
I
right?
have. Yeah. You're. Yep. Yeah. You got like a.
You get like
I know what you're talking.
pistols, you
Yep.
get a sword, you get a
Mm-hmm.
shotgun, but you follow the beat to the rock pieces, like
Yep.
then you can block too. Okay, now that I'm not playing on my TV, I kind of want to go back and play that game because everything is better on this monitor. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, obviously, refresh rate will make the button tap for your combos 10 times better because it'll be more fluent. That game was interesting, but
It was.
I just couldn't play it because I felt like I was always off of the beat because I was like, I would tune it and it would just not tune properly. I
I
know it's probably because I'm playing on
I tried it too. Yeah, I played it because I think it came out on Game Pass or
it.
PlayStation, one of them. So I was trying it, and actually, the demo, and yeah, was having a hard time following the beat to like
Yeah,
shoot or block, and I was getting frustrated because I was like, oh, and you could do this when if you do this. I'm like, and I just wish that there was a chance to turn that off and just be like, you know what, I want to play the game, but keep the music. Just can remove the beat element.
they could have just made it sort of in that aspect like Devil May Cry, like
Mm-hmm.
more like you said, take the beat making thing out of it, but make it where the higher your combo go, the crazier the music gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that way, like when you're starting off you just hear like the drums or something, and then when you reach a certain threshold, it will max out. Then you hear like the guitar work and everything, and then your bar is fully maxed out. You hear the whole thing, drums, bass, vocalist, and all that stuff. They could have did it that way.
But yeah, it was definitely interesting because like yeah, you're playing as a demon, and I guess they had like original music from these rock
Hmm.
bands that made it, and then they came out with a VR version for the PlayStation 5, which I'm like,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yeah, I came out. I mean, it got good reviews,
Okay.
but I think a lot of people did say the only thing they thought was frustrating was the once you get to understand the beats. But I guess apparently once you get it down and figure it out, then it just flows. So I don't know. I mean,
Well,
maybe
that
I'll go back and try it again because maybe they did do some changes to it with updates and
well,
stuff.
that's what I was gonna say because the couple of times because I did beat like the first 2 or 3 stages, like
Mm-hmm.
for the bosses and stuff, and that review is pretty accurate. Like when you start to get the flow of the song, you almost don't see the beats anymore because you follow the flow of the song to the beat. So like whether it's like you shooting and then you hear that and then you hit the dodge and it goes with the music. It's almost like you're not even focused on the music anymore because you're just playing the game and it all just fits together,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, I'm curious to see how it would run on monitors now. So we'll see. I'll probably put that back.
Yeah, did they even come out with an expansion to it? I
Well, first
wonder.
off, we got to find the name of the darn
It's
thing.
like it's not like something berserk, is it?
I
I
don't
know what you're
think
talking
so.
about. I just got to figure out because I know Troy Baker was the voice of the demon. He so probably find it right now.
Yeah, I forget the name of it. Let me see. Oh, Metal Hellsinger.
There it is. Yep.
Yep, it just popped up. Yeah, holy shit. Steam's got it at 5 stars. It's maxed out. Over 13,000 reviews. I'm gonna click on it just to see if it's like mostly positive. Uh, all reviews total is overwhelmingly positive, and recent reviews are very positive. It looks like they have a VR bundle, and there is 2 expansions.
Oh, they did come out with two
Um,
expenses. Okay.
yeah, Hellsinger, Dream and Beast, and then Metal Hellsinger Purgatory.
Mm,
And then they
okay.
have and they have another one that adds new songs too, called the Essential Hits. Okay. Wow. Yeah, look at the reviews out of like
It's like
Game Informer, Gaming Bot, PC Games, Tech Raptor, Pure Xbox, God is Geek, Worth Playing, N Tower, Game Skinny, Smoke Xbox, and Eurogamer all rated them 9 out of 10. Very good. solid game. I had no problem with it. It's just getting used to the calibration. Like if you can get the calibration right, I feel like that game is amazing.
That was it. That was the only frustrating thing with me because like after seeing like the trailer and gameplay, I was like, this looks interesting, and just like
Mhm.
yeah, the metal music, but yeah, the beat is what really kind of threw me off. I was just getting frustrated with it. But I guess if they made updates, I wonder if they made it better or easier or just more manageable. I wonder. Let's see. I wonder if the VR portion is just a free update to the PlayStation version.
You would probably think so. They probably just added like a big update so it's compatible with it.
Wow, you can actually mod the game to include your own songs into it for the PC.
Of course.
So if you wanted like Metallica in there, you could just start rocking out to like yeah, like fucking Master of Puppets, just going hard at that thing. That's crazy,
I
man.
think just to be insane. See games like that when I get into those hype moments. If I was streaming right now,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones where I just forget about the stream. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be enjoying the game myself.
Oh yeah. Like who cares about like popularity or anything? It's just I think that's why you and I have kind of haven't really delved too much into like the latest and greatest releases because it's like sure it's popular right now. There's probably people viewing, but I've got more success playing like Devil May Cry. I've got more views playing that than I played Expedition 33 or Elder Scrolls Remastered.
Well, and if you notice, I think a big reason for that is just quite simply because if you're already at that level where you made it to like partner or like you're really high in TikTok and stuff like that, people are going to be viewing them first anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like if you, even if you play the newest and greatest game, you trying to take away from someone else who's already pretty big is damn near. I'm not gonna say impossible, but it's hard because you have to be super
Right.
unique to make them come over to your side from viewing someone else that's already big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you there. Just like yeah, I'm just gonna play what I want to play. You want to
Yeah.
see it? Cool. If you don't,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Like I've had people like just chime in like, "Oh my god, I love Devil May Cry. Which is your favorite game?" And they're talking about like one guy was joking. He's like, "Wait, you can swim this game?" He's like, "Man, my memory must be ass because I don't remember that at all." I was like,
Wait, you can swim in that game?
"Yeah, there's swim portions in the first game where you have to swim and everything, and because
Yeah,
you have
I,
to,
I I guess my memory's ass too because
because yeah,
I don't remember.
it's like under the castle. There's a ship that you have to go into, and it's like the ship of like the dam that brings people to the underworld. You
Okay.
unlock and you go into it.
Mhm.
It's just yeah. So you do have to do a little bit of swimming. And there's a few levels you have to fill up with water to reach the top, and so because you get
I don't remember.
what's that gun called? Like a harpoon gun that you can only use underwater. You just shoot harpoons.
Okay. See, maybe that one was so ass they didn't add it to any other ones because I remember like I'm pretty sure Devil May Cry for sure 3 and 4 don't have any. I know for sure they don't.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know about number two.
yeah. I'm working my way through too, so no water levels yet
Oh,
and everything.
yeah. Was it bad? Like mechanics?
Um, well, so it switches from third person to first person, and trying to want you to move around, you had to like hit like square to swim forward and everything, or like X to like when you jump or something like that to swim, and then to try to angle your shot to take out the lizards that are in the water. Sometimes got a little frustrating because you're like over here and you try to shoot and it's but I
Mm,
mean
gotcha.
I mean definitely if they did add it again in other games, hopefully they definitely improve the controllers or stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised in the second one they didn't um like even the PlayStation 2 they I don't know when did they ever utilize the camera on the analog stick because first game you just used the one one analog stick, you can't move the camera around. And then
Mhm.
same thing the second one. So I was like, I wonder when they actually offered the camera to be movable with the right
Probably
analog.
was number 3.
Mm.
That's my guess. Because that was the before I played 1 and 2, when
Mm-hmm.
'cause I never even knew about the Devil May Cry series, I played it off of a demo disc
Oh, sure.
my first introduction to Devil May Cry, I'm pretty sure was 3,
Mm.
and then I played 3 because I think 3 was just Devil May Cry. I think that's his, like, younger looking self, and then 4 is that one, and then the newer one with, Nero and that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and then I went back and played the other one so I could get more of the story. But, I'm pretty sure it was 3 when they started doing the dual stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say by then, hopefully, they start realizing that's like people start realizing like, oh, we could do that with the camera at the right angle and
Mhm.
everything. So,
Right.
all right. Well, you want to jump into Nintendo Switch 2?
Yeah.
Did you
Let's, dive in.
Did you watch that video they did? What they did, like the extended reveal, talking about the hardware, the features
Yeah,
of it. You
I
did.
did. Yep. That's why I got it, excuse me, pulled up here too as well so we can go off it. I'm just how do you feel about it? We'll start with you.
Well, I will definitely say it definitely is an upgrade.
Mhm.
It's not like they just took the Switch, upgraded the hardware, and said, "Here you go again." They actually went through and you know, thought it out. Like, how can we make
Mhm.
this better, and how can we make it um, more appealing to the people? And I'm glad that. Well, first off, I'm glad that the screen's bigger and the Joy Cons are
Mhm.
bigger because those things just like I never used the Joy
Mhm.
Cons. I thought they were just so I always used the Pro controller. I can never do the Joy Cons in each hand. It just I don't know, just bugged me.
I think the only time I've ever used a Joy-Con is if I was playing like Mario Kart because it
Mm,
wasn't too terrible because you turned it this way rather than this way,
mm-hmm.
so it was easier for you to kind of play with your thumbs and stuff. But
Right.
besides that, I agree with you. Yeah, if I'm playing anything else, I'm cooking it. Cool.
Yeah. Like so. I mean that portion of it. Another thing is they up the kickstand. It's not some
Mhm.
dinky little plastic piece.
Right.
It's actually like the full base, and you can actually like
Mhm.
flatten it. So they did that. In terms of like other stuff they have on there, trying to think what else they have. I know they added on a USB C port on top, not just in the bottom for additional accessories and charging. But in terms of like hardware, internally, like I'm glad they kind of were following the trends in terms of like um, when it's in um, handheld mode, you get 1080p, but you can actually get up to 120 frames a second with that the screen they got right there, which is wicked.
Mhm.
And everything, and then when it goes in dock mode, it is capable of doing 4K 60 frames on certain games, which I'm glad Nintendo finally kind of followed the trend. Because if they came back and said, "Oh no, we're still only doing 1080p 60," people have been like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
No kidding. Yes.
Like you're like we understand that you're not going after more power between like PlayStation and Xbox, but everybody and their brother has a 4K TV, and they're like, "I'd like to see my games play at 4K
Right.
and everything." And then some of the new features they have in there, like the camera where you can play with your friends and watch them on the screen below. So if you're playing, Mario Kart, you see yourself and you can see your friends down there and
Yep.
interact, that was pretty neat. Which might be fun. Like if you're playing Mario Kart, you can see the person down there and you're just you're talking smack to them or you're teaming up. That was a good feature. And then
Yeah, they have to catch up 'cause I don't know if Xbox has it, but I know PlayStation.
I don't think Xbox has that either. Um,
Really?
in terms of like
Like
viewership,
yeah, screen share?
I've not used it if they do.
Damn, okay. 'Cause yeah, PlayStation, it's that most of the time, if it's a game that I haven't played yet, like for instance, Expedition 33,
Mhm.
instead of watching like somebody online or something, Chase was playing it, and I was playing ZZZ at the time, so I'm just like, "Hey, you know what? Throw up your screen share." So he throws it up, and then I can, you mesh it into the little corner. So I just popped his up top left of the corner, and I was still playing my game, and I was like, doing both. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah. Oh,
that'd be surprising if Xbox doesn't
I don't know why they won't. Yeah, you wonder
Yeah,
like
I
they kind
mean,
of copy the trend.
yeah,
Uh, what else? I mean, the upgrade to the Joy Cons, I would say that you can actually use it as a mouse in some of
that's
it.
what I was gonna say. I was just reading some of that too for the Joy-Con. Yep.
Then yeah, they upgraded the speaker system so it sounds more surround.
Mm.
They finally with the Pro controller, I think they finally added a headphone jack to it, so you can actually plug your headphones into the Pro controller and still talk and hear without having to.
On the Joy-Con.
Yeah, because the original Switch, the only time you could actually use headphones, you have to plug it into the unit itself. The Pro controller did not have a headphone jack on it. So
Okay.
if you wanted to talk to people, you basically had to use their Nintendo app through your phone. So now they finally came through and finally looks like they fixed that in terms of that game chat that they offered that with the C button.
Yeah.
I think they finally integrated it into like not only the hardware, software, and other stuff, but the Pro controller now finally has that capability because like they've been doing that since 360. Like
Interesting. Okay.
so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing, but like after you're seeing it, like what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that like a lot of the stuff that they did, kind of like you said, like the upgrades that they did, I think they needed to do it. Like compared to when you're looking at PlayStation and Xbox, like, they definitely needed those upgrades just to stay in there because gaming can get you so far, but like consoles is what's going to keep people after,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what your gaming is and everything like that. But I just was thinking about like the price and what they offer for games. Because and I think that's why you see that they made that jump over to start making games like when you see Dustblood.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like when you think of Nintendo, you automatically think of party games or games that could be for kids into like we say adults because obviously we will play like Mario Party and like Mario Kart and stuff like that.
Right.
But the demographic for it is usually like kids to about teenagers or like young adults.
Yeah.
That's what they try to capture the most like family oriented. And with this one, I think that was a good move, starting to expand their gaming library with games like that. With all the specs and stuff they have into it now, it will definitely probably pull more people in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just scares me that they did that price hike,
Yeah.
and I still don't understand what they're gonna do going forward because like everyone's doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were just talking about like Xbox doing it. Pretty sure Sony's about to do it now. And me and Izzy even had this conversation on Friday too. It's just like it's coming to a point now. Is this going to get too expensive where most people are just not going to be able to buy this stuff as fast as stuff is releasing? Because like if the games didn't release that fast, it wouldn't be a problem. But the problem is there's always games literally every month and
Mm-hmm.
multiple games sometimes every month. Like who has the time for that, and then not only the time but the money.
Right. Well, yeah.
So it's kind of like what is the future of gaming when it comes down to count? I
Mm-hmm.
just don't know it. So like overall, I think it was a good thing. I like the spec. I actually might get this one. It probably won't be a pre-order for me. I'll probably wait till everybody gets theirs and then they actually have them in stock, and then I will probably get this one because I do want to play some Mario games and some other party ones. But I just don't know. It's now becoming an expensive hobby.
Yeah. Um, it is, and I mean, yeah, there are certain games out there that I will buy day one and
Hmm.
everything. Like, there are definitely franchises out there like day one, I'll grab it, let's go. Other ones like either wait to see if it goes up on like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus to see if I can play it then, or yeah, wait till there's like a sale and just grab it then. Like when it's like under $40 or something, I'd be like, even though you might be like late to the party, but still you're like, yeah, I'm not paying $80 for this game when.
Right.
But the thing about with Nintendo games, like they barely drop in price. Like you barely see Nintendo have a sale, especially with Mario Kart or Legend of Zelda games, because like every Switch that sold, No, I think it said every two Switches that sold, Mario Kart was with it. So like people bought the Switch to have Mario Kart, and Nintendo knows that that's going to be a hot seller for them.
Yep.
So, and yeah, people might be upset with the price, but people are still going to pay it just because, well, I want the new game. I want to experience this whole new
Like I
system.
told you, Chase went just to go pick up Expedition 33, and he had a line outside of GameStop because all the pre-orders for the new Nintendo Switch. I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't even know it was that crazy like that. So, but no, overall, I definitely like what they showed. It's a good move by them, if you ask me. I just don't know. We could probably talk deeper about it later in, but I just don't know what the future of all of this is going to be when it comes down to all the consoles. Not even just PlayStation and
Yeah,
Xbox, but Nintendo too. It's a great spot right now.
it is.
We're,
And it's not like the days where one game came out, 8 months later, 10 months later, the sequel dropped in the same system. Pretty quick turnaround. Nowadays, it's like you get one game, you're not going to see the sequel for years, maybe not even on that system now, because of how much like development cost is and how much resources they want to put into it. You know, especially they want that game to be like epic.
mm-hmm.
Like, I think we're lucky that we got God of
Or I was
War.
going to say, even the flip side of that, where you don't get the sequel quick enough anymore, but then the opposite is then there's too many games being made at once.
Yeah,
Or like you buy one game, it's like, okay, I'm going to really sit down and enjoy this game, but then like maybe a month or so later, another game that you really like comes out, you're just like, damn, I really want to get this one, but I'm still playing this one because I was just talking to Izzy. This is the first time I actually had a backlog.
yeah.
I haven't even played Dead Space Remastered yet, and I know that was good. I haven't played Stellar Blade yet, and I
Mm-hmm.
know that was good. I haven't played Star Wars Survivor yet, and I know that was good. So it's like, fuck, but it's just not enough time. Like you play one game and you really like that game, and you have to find time to, okay, I really got to stop playing.
Yeah, and now we're at a point of the year where it's May, and then June is where they have all their showcases of here's new releases, here's what's coming out, here's new games in development. So now you're going to be like, oh, like I'm looking forward to that Gears of War E-Day. Like, is it actually going to
Yeah.
drop this year? Who knows? I know they announced a trailer. I think it was last year. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, is that coming out this year? Now, there's a game that's like, oh, awesome! I'm going to definitely play that when it comes out.
Right.
Looking forward to that. Or what other surprises do these systems have up their sleeve? Like Ghost of Yotai for the PlayStation is coming out, and I think they said October. Was it?
Over.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you offshore, but I could actually do you if you know spots. 'Cause I'm just going to look it up on eBay. I'm trying to find the Ghost of Tsushima, the first one, collector's edition. To buy it.
Oh yeah.
I said if I can find one and buy that one, I will get the collector's edition for Yotai. Because if you look at the one for Yotai, it's basically the matching set to the first one.
Oh really?
Yeah, so like the Oni mask that you get from Ghost of Tsushima, it's
Mm-hmm.
black with the gold trim, like in the game. Like if you play the game and you chose the dark path, you get the black suit.
Yeah.
Well, remember when you chose the good path, you got the white suit.
Mm-hmm.
So in Ghost of Yotai, it's almost like the similar collector's edition, but everything is white with the gold trim. And I'm like, that would be awesome to have the matching sets of the mask and then the mini swords and then the cloth maps and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I was like, so me and Chase have been looking. So if you know any like stores or researches or stuff you can check, I'm sad because remember we saw it at 3D Con.
Oh yes.
I was gonna pull the trigger, but I was like, I really wanted those pictures that I bought because I'm getting ready to like do my room the way I want to whenever I
Mm-hmm.
get myself situated. But because I knew I was gonna like the Ghost of Yota, I knew I was gonna buy it, but I was like, if I don't get the collector's edition for Tsushima, I'm not. I don't want just one set. I would want both.
Yeah. I now that you mention it, I might have seen it somewhere at a store locally here. I'm trying to recall. There's a store in Rosemount called Legacy Games, and it's
Okay.
a retro video game store, and they also sell Pokemon Magic cards.
Okay.
I think I might have saw. Did I see it? Because I think he had one on display up on the upper shelves. I think it was it Ghost of
Dude,
Tsushima collector's edition? Because I believe I've
you
never seen the box.
you'll be in our freaking chat group if you go back there anytime soon and it's there. Let me know.
I could actually, yeah, it's actually like 10 minutes away from my house. I could actually check it out and just confirm if
Okay.
it's there.
Yeah,
Uh,
let me know. Because my goal was if I can find it before Ghost of Tsushima drops. Because right now you'll get the collector's edition through PlayStation Direct,
mm-hmm.
which is fine because I know that once those are out, then Amazon and Best Buy will sell. And I have Prime, so I'm like I'm not really worried about like the first dibs one. I just want to know if I can get the Tsushima one because then if I get that one, then I know I'm good to go to buy the Yoda.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll definitely
Ooh,
see
I'm
if I can.
excited because Chase went yesterday. He was out with his family, and he has a little store kind of similar to what you said
Mm-hmm.
that sells like retro games and old school classic CDs and stuff like that. So he went to it yesterday and dug deep and asked the guy if he's seen one. He's like, no. So, but yeah, if you do find it or if he has it, like, 'cause I was even looking through eBay and I don't mind going up like maybe in a like another 150, 200. But man, those people on eBay, dude, the price itself is 250 for the collector's edition. There's
Okay.
people selling it on there for like $800. I was like, oh, bro, you're crazy. Spend that or like $1,000 is one of the higher ones. I said, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. It's like some people, yeah, on
I get
eBay
it.
are
I
just.
get it though, because I would probably do the same thing for my collectors and all
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like I'm pretty sure if I was just to go put one up there, I'm not gonna send it out the same price that I got it for because it's a collector's edition. So I get it, but some of those,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
dog is a little thing.
yeah, because we have to drop our dogs off this afternoon at the groomers. I'll just tell Shauna like, hey, let's just quickly run over there and check it out. I believe I saw it there. I think
I don't even care if it's the PS4 one either. Like I just because it's still the same thing.
yeah.
It's just the PS4 game, which again I don't care about that. That'll stay in the box. I want everything else that came with it.
Okay. I think it might. Yeah, maybe it's. I don't know. Like I said, I'll see if I can run over there today and take a look, see if I can find it. And if they do have it, I'll let you know the price.
Okay,
Hopefully he's not asking like $500 for the damn thing, but
right. Gotcha. Okay, I
um,
appreciate it.
yeah, but yeah, I know. That's the problem about being a game collector. Like you now, like especially now when I'm looking back retroactively, there's stuff I want to buy now and collect, but finding it is difficult. At least in good condition too. But I'm not
Right.
want to pay like an arm and a leg for something that was half that price you're asking for, or like my neighbor was able to find me the Halo 5 Guardians collector edition like statues, the bookends kind of thing. Um, I got it for my 40th birthday, and I was like, hopefully I didn't pay too much. He's like, I did it because it was your 40th, so let's say that. I was like, God, hopefully you didn't pay like $200 for them or something like that or more. But there's a Halo Reach version out. I don't know if you might have seen it with Noble Team.
Oh
It's
no.
a statue of all of them
Yeah.
together, and I think that'll be a lot of fun if I can find that. But again, people probably selling the line for amounts where I'm just like, do I really want to pay that much for
Oh, dude. If this is the one, that's sick.
yeah, I think they're all 4 or 5 of them
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, they're standing on like a rock.
Yep, that's gotta be it.
What is this? Oh, this is eBay. There's there's some on eBay that are actually not that expensive.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, okay. So if you want the box, it's like 550. But if you want the statue, some people are selling for like $50. I got you.
Yeah, there's one up here. The bidding hasn't even started for it. It starts in an hour, but um, this one pre-owned is $50, and then there's one pre-owned that's about to start bidding in an hour. Shoot, this guy, wait, Halo Reach Noble Team Legendary Limited item.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
box.
So
Oh no, it's got the whole statue in it too. That one's $81.
this one.
The third one is a box and um statue for 81
Yeah.
bucks.
All right. Well, I guess maybe I have to do some more looking. I guess I stand corrected. I mean, for me, if I can get the statue, that's great. But if I can find the whole set, like with the box and everything in it, it's kind of more what
Yeah,
I'm going for. But like some people are actually selling it for the box set for like that much. I'm like,
I'm actually looking on eBay right now. I'm gonna do the PS4 version. Be like, yeah, dude, look at that. Jesus Christ, the first one I pull up, new sealed, new in box, $650.
yeah, and I think you probably bought
The
it for
piece
maybe
of
like
the
200,
it's
250
two
when it was
it's
brand
two
new.
fifty.
Yeah.
250
Mm-hmm.
for $650 in box. Like what?
I gotta
And that guy,
mm-hmm.
that guy that was at the 3D con, he was selling it for 200. So he was selling it for $50 cheaper.
Oh, the Ghost
For
of Tsushima
the,
one?
the, the Ghost of Tsushima one, but I just didn't do it because I already had spent like $400
Mm-hmm.
with the pictures and then I did
The autographs
eh,
and
the autographs and all that, which not want to take those back. Resident Evil was one of my favorite franchises, so I was like, hell no, I want those pictures. I got a freaking pencil sketch drawing of the Nemesis, man. Like I don't want to buy him.
oh yeah, that and I paid for the experience with Claire. So the voice actor was
Oh, me
Claire.
too. Yeah, when we did the zombie video
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just like, oh man, yeah, people are crazy. There's one over here for $700. You know,
I wonder if hang on a second, I'm gonna go grab something.
yep.
Be right back.
If you're listening to this chat, we are just big nerds, especially me and Phil, because we do a lot of collecting. He does. I think he does a lot of like mixed though, like retro. I do more of like the games themselves. I rarely have any statues or like off-brand statues. This dude selling it for $1,400, bro. Like it's a reason why no one's gonna buy them. You should have started it off. If I was a seller and I was gonna do this, like this 650 one, I would have sold it for like $100 more, so 350, and that's where you started and you just bid on. That's what I would have.
Okay, so did I ever show you these? Um, I don't know if they ever show this to you. Can you see it?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, like these prices, I was able to get probably for. Um, I think I paid $400 for the PS4 Pro, but this guy right here, the Gears 5 one,
Yeah,
I think I paid like 350. Still, like, I mean, those ones
see,
I was
but that
like,
that's reasonable though.
right, yeah, and
That's
they came in
like
box and everything, like mint condition, all that good stuff.
that's what I'm saying. See, like so, like these guys when I'm looking on here, they're just trying to get like people who got money, man. I don't got money like that. Like the bidding hasn't even started. He put it at starting price $600. I'm like, you're tacking on double of what it was
Mm-hmm.
base. Like, no, I love it. Like I would want it, but I'm not paying that price.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why I kind of keep my eyes open and stuff like that, and just maybe get lucky and come across one that sounds just like.
Next time,
Mm-hmm.
I won't do that. Next time if I see something I want, especially when we're in a convention, I'm buying it. I'll worry about the repercussions later.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like that's why Sean's like, better grab that game now, dude, because this may be the only time you're ever gonna see in person, and you don't want to pass it up and be like, that was my only chance I could get it. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I'm still like looking for deals. Well, now some of these games I'm buying now, like older ones, especially back on like PS2, Xbox 360 stuff. Like, thankfully, I've been finding them for decent prices, but um, some of them are still asking like $50 to $80 for like a PS2 game. I'm like, what? It's like, are you crazy?
That's how. Remember, I told you that's how Legend of the Dragoon is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find like a $20 Legend of the Dragoon. That shit's like 80 or more.
Right. If you want the black label, now if you
Correct.
find the greatest hits ones, they might be cheaper. But yeah.
Yeah, if you want the which my buddy Kenny, he has the black label. He
Mm-hmm.
kept it. So I'm just like, yeah, don't get rid of that. Even if
Oh.
it's open right now, it's still worth something because people can't find that.
Oh God. If you had a
Oh, you got
sealed,
a sealed one?
I get that one
Crazy.
graded, man. I get that thing graded and be like, yep,
No shit.
it's 9.5. It's worth this much. Yeah.
Speaking of that, that's why people who say they love Expedition 33,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you guys have no idea that Legend of the Dragon did that style of fighting first. Like that was, I think, what made it like at the time too early for people to understand. Because at that time when Final Fantasy was here, Final Fantasy was the big RPG, but
Yeah.
that was just strictly just turn based,
Mm-hmm.
like attack my turn, your turn. Where in Legend of the Dragoon, yes, it was my turn, your turn, but when it was your turn, you actually had to hit the button, try to get critical, or if you were getting hit, you had to tap circle to parry or either mitigate the
Yeah.
damage that they were doing. I was just like, they did that way back in the '90s, man. It's just that it was overlooked by Square Enix and Final Fantasy. Like, because the people don't even realize that, but only true fans of like that older stuff who knows that will be like, yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
already done. It's just new to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, now that you mentioned it, yeah, that's true. Because yeah, in Expedition 33, there's times you have that quick time event,
Yep.
boom, 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 during your fights. So,
Parry.
yep, and
Yep.
everything like that. Now and Dragoon, I remember that you go into battle, you can hit like square, and you get like if you hit it right, you can keep comboing it, and
Keep
then
the
like
combo going.
and
Yep.
get additional. Yeah.
Yep. Or like if an enemy drop a spell on you, you can tap circle to like defend against it, so that way it doesn't hit you as much or just completely nullify. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, that idea has been brought. It's just that it never got a shine because Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like Final Fantasy was a standard
Hmm.
turn based. We're just gonna keep
Yep.
that and you know not try to mess with the formula. But other people went out and tried something different, and I think.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know. That's Dragoon.
that's. I know we've mentioned this multiple times. Like I don't know why Sony's just sitting on that thing.
It
Like.
got me, man. I think with today's graphics and everything, that game they would probably make so much more money that they probably could bring back their um studio. Not well, yeah, I guess their studio too to make number two because
Mm-hmm.
they have number two, but it wasn't on the console; it was on their port because they didn't have enough money to do it as a full like release game at the time. But shit, now if they did it with today's graphics, like I don't know what engine they would use. Um, but I mean, at this point, it won't matter. Like it would just look phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think maybe there was a rumor, or maybe it was true. They were trying to work on a sequel for the PS2, but like yeah, never.
that was the one.
That was
Yeah,
it. Okay,
because
yeah.
there was a number two, but then it was something was going on during production of that, and then I want to say eventually they made like a port,
Mm-hmm.
but it was almost like a side story, so it wasn't like a really full length game, but it wasn't like what we wanted, which was the actual like Dragon.
I gotta. That's one of those other games I need to play. I started playing it when it first came out, and then kind of had finished. But now I'm like, I gotta go back and play it because it's.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
want
I mean, everything about it was just good. The combat, the story was good. Soundtrack was amazing
to. Mm-hmm.
for its time. And then just during that time frame, I think the story of you becoming like a dragon and stuff like that, telling the tales of that
Yeah.
at the time was amazing. Like you
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to be a dragon, you know? But then it was like when you play that game, you become hybrid because
Yeah.
like you wear the dragon as like your armor. I'm just like, fuck, sign me up, man.
It's
I
like,
want
well,
dragon armor.
people are like, they already did that in Breath of Fire 3. You can turn into a dragon already. I'm like, well, that's, yeah, you turn into a dragon, but,
Right.
not like an armored version of your
Yeah,
ability.
exactly. So yeah, once you became completely synergized, then you could become a dragon. But before then, you just looked badass with freaking dragoon armor on, bro.
I don't know. I mean, the fact that the game's in the PlayStation Plus now, you can play it, um, and like upscale resolutions and like rewind and save state and everything, and they've released patches for it. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's definitely popular. Sony knows, but I don't know if they want to spend the money on because they want to probably make it a big budget game. and everything. And if they go the route of like Final Fantasy VII Remake, how they went that,
Yeah.
that
They
thing's
got
gonna
the
cost.
money for it. That's the one crazy part that I hate.
Yeah.
When they, oh, we don't have the team or the money. You got Sony money, man. Microsoft has Microsoft money, man. Nintendo has Nintendo money. You can do it.
Oh yeah, I know. And it's like,
I think they're just following the trend.
mm-hmm,
They're just following what they know will make money, which is
right.
not a bad business practice for heavy hitters like that. But like, never know. You could throw a hidden gem out there, and it might even like surprise you. You know,
Well, there's, I mean, and yeah, like on top of like us talking about game prices, it's like if a lot of these companies are sending out IPs that people would love to see brought back.
mhm.
Like, why is Nintendo not bringing out another F Zero game? We're like, well, we're doing well with Mario Kart. Why do we need another racing game to compete with ourselves? You can imagine like what they could do with that game with today's technology.
Right?
That F Zero game would just be like, like epic.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're just like, why? We have Mario Kart. We don't need two racing games to compete with ourselves. Like, but yet the fans are asking for it and
And I just
everything.
said it wouldn't be necessarily competing either. It'd be another way just to draw in more money.
Right.
Because if you already own it, you're just doing a rematch or a remake of it. Like that's not, believe me, that's not going to take away from Mario Kart. Nothing's going to beat your Mario franchise.
Well, in fact, it's probably people are going to probably buy both because they're both their
Exactly.
own unique racing games. You got one that's Mario
Right.
Kart, the other one F Zero is just straight like high speed.
Yeah.
Not like fun and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully this year. I mean, it seems like 2025 now has turned out to be a better year in games than 24 was.
Indeed.
I think so. Even right now in May, we've already got a few bangers already dropped, and now with showcases come up here in June and like the summer game fest, all that stuff. Like I think it's just gonna just continue going up
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And so, um, but yeah, like you said, mentioned to me like Grand Theft Auto 6 has now been delayed. So like that is that still coming out in 25 or is that now in 26? I can't remember.
No, it's 26.
It is 26. Okay.
Yep. Yep. I'm not even going to lie. People might hate me for it. I'm rooting for the down. I don't really know why. I think it's just my opinion about the game. It like that game was just mindless fun. You know what I mean? Like the story to it wasn't really a story. It was just really just something that they just threw together. You're in a world where you can just shoot shit, break
Yeah.
the law whenever you want to. There's really no repercussions behind it. You know what I mean? That's what made it fun. I think the route that they're taking now, honestly, is like that's going to be the new age sim. Like I think like that sim world, whatever. I think like Sim 1, 2, 3, 4, all those games. Once GTA comes out, I think it's just going to topple everything that's anything like a sim.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they already have it now in five. Like in five, you can make your own business, you can make your own nightclubs, you can make your own mansion party. It's just like holy shit, when did GTA become this? Like I thought it was crazy when they just started doing the bank heist mission.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like you're owning whole building complexes. People are basically doing sim generators for their content. I'm just like, it's over, man. Like once GTA 6 come out, it's just gonna break the internet. When it comes out, I don't know when it's ever.
Man, and then
Um,
imagine if they offer like a VR mode and it turns into like Ready Player One, where you just enter the world and you're just like, I'm this character. Here's me, and everything.
that's
And you're
it. That's it,
just
man. Like
virtual.
so, I'm not hating. It's just I already can see how it's gonna go. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a lot of people playing that game for a very long. It's probably gonna be on everybody's threads or in their reels. It's gonna just break. Like I said, this is just gonna break.
Yeah.
Like now, here's the only thing. Right now, they have now postponed it. I think this is their third time, fourth time.
I think so. I think because I wasn't it originally supposed to be on like the PS4, Xbox One, and then they postponed it
Yeah,
now, and then so yeah.
yeah. I usually it's rare to have a game being postponed that many times in that
Mm-hmm.
from the games that I remember. Like the biggest one I always remember is LA Noir. I remember that game. I'm pretty sure they postponed it 4 times, and it came out and it was still trash. And I loved it because it was like the old school black and white. Um, well, you could turn on that mode, but it was old school like black and white detective game.
Yeah.
Amazing like concept for it. Came out completely just dumpster fire. I was just like, how did you have a full team? You postponed it 4 times and it still came out trash. I don't understand.
Yeah, you'd think the game would actually be like better because like they took more
Yes.
time, but unless the thing was just in development hell, no one knew what the hell they're doing, so just like fine, just meh, put
Yeah.
it out there, make money.
At that point I would have just canceled the game.
Yeah.
Just fire the whole studio. It's like, okay, look, you guys had this time frame, you fucked it over. We gave you
Mm-hmm.
3 post and you still didn't do it, and we gave you a chance with the fourth one and still didn't do it. Just screw it, fire it over. Last paycheck this Friday.
They got a visitor right now. It's Rhea. Hi.
Oh,
Yeah, she came down. I know you can't really see her because. Ta-da! There she is. And there she goes.
she's like, look, you put me on camera, I gotta go now.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't want to be on camera.
But yeah, so that's been postponed. For big gaming news, we know Ghost of Yotai drops
Mm-hmm.
this year. Super excited for that. Drops this month. Elden Ring, Night Rain.
That's right.
Yep. Collector's Edition will be here
Mm-hmm.
that weekend. 'Cause I think it drops on like a Friday.
I think
If I'm
so
not
too.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So you can spend the entire weekend just farming and going hard and everything.
mhm. Yeah, May 30th
Damn.
is. Oh, God, it is a Friday. It's a Friday. Yeah.
The because yeah, you didn't get a chance to jump in the network test, so
No, I didn't. But I did get to watch you, and then I watched another guy on YouTube as well.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, it's gonna be good. I think it's just gonna be a little bit faster pace. It's gonna give you. It's gonna basically give me that itch of playing Blood.
Yeah. It, I was just surprised at how fast paced it was. Like,
Right. Compared to all the other Souls games and stuff that we
mm-hmm.
play.
It definitely was like a race against time with um just what was what's going on, and then the bosses are definitely hard. But the fact that you actually have multiple people joining you to help out definitely was nice, and that yeah, people could revive you if you're down, so you can
Right.
continue on. But I I am curious to see what the full game's about because there's got to be more to than that. Not just that island. I'm hoping that there's places to go underground, dungeons you can raid, other areas that open up because it just I don't know that island seemed kind of small, but I don't know if that was just because that was the purpose of it or what. But
I well, see, my thing is like kind of like what you said. I think that was they don't want to get rid of everything because it. Cause then they say it's basically like the alternate word of like Limgrave, right?
mm-hmm.
Something like that. I think they're just gonna expand upon it. I would do that honestly. They have all the rights to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they started it if they started blending it in with their other Souls,
Oh yeah,
where they take other worlds that you remember from other Souls games, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're in this new world, and then boom, it's like, wait a minute, isn't this like Dark Souls 2? What is this? Like, I think that would be pretty epic, and then maybe even drop like some Easter eggs and stuff.
yeah,
'Cause I still feel like me personally, a lot of the games are because the stories all seem kind of like dark, and they're always along the same premise of like this lord or this world or this happened and made this happen. I'm like, it all seems the same.
yeah,
And I wonder if it's just different timelines and they're just on like different parallels to each other, or at some point they like cross or something like that. So that would be cool. I think that would be a great idea. Start off as Limgrave and then maybe do like a map or something from um Blood or not Bloodborne, Elden Ring.
mm-hmm.
And then start going to like, Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1 where you like you fall in like a prison and you because you'll never forget that one very first part in Dark Souls when you play. They drop you in the world, you go down that spiral staircase and you're in that long jail like corridor and you see all the cells there and then all of a sudden that giant devil monster drops in the club. It's just like you've seen that in Night Rain. You're like, oh shit, it'll spark something. And you're like, dude, I know this place. You know what I mean? They have the rights for it. So it's a great idea.
That would be definitely interesting. Yeah, if they kind of mix and match other games in there and just kind of give it their own Elden Ring twist to it.
Correct.
Especially like if they're bringing back some of the bosses or enemies from previous games, like why not? And then
Right, because some of those monsters that they showcased in the demo were not part of any of the Elden Ring games.
no, they were
Like that dog monster,
yeah,
that
it was
definitely
all
seemed more like a Bloodborne monster.
yeah. They definitely seemed like they created a bunch of new bosses for um,
Hmm.
the fights and everything. So if a game is popular as it's because I mean Elden Ring sold or has already sold 30 million copies. So if Night Rain does just as well, yeah, they're gonna just probably milk
Yep.
that thing for until
I
whatever
will.
else is that.
Yep. Oh, I'll be using that and then making their next big game, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, it's only going to be on the Switch too now. Apparently, the
Dust Blood.
whatever whatever that one's called again, but
Dust Blood.
yeah,
That's what it's called. Yeah. I don't know if it's just is it just called Dust Blood? I know it's called Dust Blood, but I don't know if it's
possibly I
like
think that might just be it. Just kind of looks like it's a spiritual
oh,
successor to Bloodborne.
the Dust.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you said, this is like a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. Hey, come over and buy the Switch. We got this game that's kind of like Bloodborne.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not gonna get me, buddy. Maybe you might. I don't
I'll wait to see what
know.
the. I mean, I'm sure the reviews are just going to be great because it's another From Software game. They've always put out
Right.
quality stuff. Yeah, I am curious to see probably more information. Maybe get more gameplay videos and just more developer documentaries talking about it, and also why they went with the Switch. Like, why is it exclusive to the Switch too? And will they
That
utilize some of its specific hardware? Like, can we use the
right.
mouse in the fights or something like that? Or
Yeah, that's one that actually did get me when they did the Dust Blood thing. I was like, wait a minute, is that FromSoft that's doing it? And then when I seen it was FromSoft, I'm like, what are we doing? you just you just made a spiritual successor of Bloodborne on the Switch, but you would probably for sure make all that money if you just did a remake or remaster of Bloodborne.
yeah,
You know it. Like there's nobody in here that who are fans of that game would like, no, that game will tell. No, that game will dominate. It was just that good. I mean, it was I want to shit, and it was just different for its time. Every game has that path where that one game sets the tone for like their future stuff. You just never forget it because like Elden Ring is definitely their best game by far.
mm-hmm.
But and I know you could say this about all the other Souls games, but you don't get Elden Ring if you didn't have Bloodborne. You know what I mean? Like because to me, one, two, and three of Souls of the Dark Souls game, they just got better graphically. The mechanics were good. Bloodborne was the first time they tried something completely different with the pacing, the no shield, aggressive playstyle of the Souls game. No other Souls game had done that. Like
Yeah,
I like that. You know what I mean? Fight. Don't back up. Fight. Get your blood back. Fight.
mm-hmm.
Don't backpedal and do magic missile.
I don't know. I wonder if Nintendo approached them and threw money at them and said, "Can you make an exclusive Switch game that you know could get more adults to come to our console, kind of thing, like to prove that we're not just always family friendly. We got violent games too, kind of thing." I'd be curious to see if they come out
That's
more
their
with that.
pitch. Yeah, we can make violent games too.
Right? It's like because I'm like, man, that game's super violent. And Nintendo's like, yep, exclusive with us. I was like, wow, like either you guys
Yeah.
came to From Software with some money and said, we'll help you pay for it if you develop this.
I mean, again, that's the Nintendo money. I know
Mm-hmm.
they got it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. If someone threw Nintendo money in my face too, I probably would make them a game.
Oh yeah, and then because I know that so Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out. I think we saw the reveal trailer, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
knew Microsoft actually did approach Tecmo and said we want a sequel, and I think Microsoft was the one that threw money at them to get them to make the fourth game and
Oh,
everything. So I think it was a collaboration, and I'm guessing that game probably will show up on the PS5. I just kind of have this feeling that it's going to because we've seen success with Indiana Jones is actually doing well on the PS5.
mhm.
A lot of Xbox games going over the PS5 are actually doing well. That Microsoft's like, ah, gotcha,
Well, and
Sony.
that's the thing though. That was another thing that me and Eddie talked about. Is like, at what point are you guys gonna finally realize that this exclusiveness thing, yeah, you're gonna keep some of your core fandom to come back and buy your, new console or whatever because it's only on your console. But in a business perspective, you would make so much more money if you did the exact same thing but moved it over to all the other consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you imagine a day one release Last of Us if it wasn't just on PlayStation? It probably would have broke the freaking internet because the game. I mean, I don't think it got Game of the Year, but it won a shit ton of awards.
Oh yeah,
And it
yeah.
was pretty. I'm pretty sure around that time it was one of Sony's best games at the time. And if it sold that well on PlayStation, you don't think it would do the same on Xbox, Nintendo, and if you put it on PC all at the same time? Granted, it probably would have took a little bit longer to make because you would have to, you know, do your coding for all the different types,
Mm-hmm.
but that money would have probably got back tenfold
Oh, for
on,
sure.
all the consoles. So I think that's another thing that's going to happen soon. And I think Microsoft is the one that's going to open up the floodgates for that.
Yeah, now they
As soon as they release Halo,
yeah.
that
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, we've heard that's I think
the
that's
rumors.
rumors
That's been the
now.
biggest rumor for years that Halo was coming over to PlayStation.
Well, even that they even talked about Gears of War, like they're going to bring over the series to PlayStation, which um I
My
could
money.
see. Yeah, I could see people on PlayStation be like, either play Gears of War back on 360, now it's on PlayStation. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to pick that up now.
That's me. That's that because I think I told you this before. That's literally the only reason why I bought my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Fable, Gears of War, and Halo. That's all I bought it for. That's all I ever played on the damn games. Was just like, you bring those to PlayStation, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy every single one of them because I played it. Like, they're good. They're great games. So Microsoft is doing it right. They're starting off small with some of these smaller um, games first, and the moment they see that it's making them money, I think they it would be smart for them to drop one of their heavy hitters on PlayStation, whether it be Halo or whether it be Gears of War. The Gears of War one might be really good because they're coming out with E-Day.
Yeah.
So if they drop the older ones first, get people ready for the E-Day one, money back.
That's probably might what happened. I mean, I think someone said right now, if you look at all the top 10 published games on PlayStation, I think like Microsoft has about half of them, just under different brands. You got Activision, Bethesda, um, that Microsoft owns. It's just they're not saying Xbox games through Microsoft. It's just like that, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
and so Sony's probably like, ah, crap, they're making money
Mhm.
off our console. It's like, well, like you said, it's a smart business move. It's like, fine then, if we can't beat you in the hardware business, we'll beat you in the software business, and that's actually where money's being made.
Yep.
It's not in the hardware;
Yeah,
it's in the
the console is
software.
not. Yeah, the hardware we don't really even care about. It's all
Mm-mm.
about games, man. Like, what do you bring into this hardware so I can play and keep purchasing more games for this damn console?
Right?
So
Yeah.
yeah, they're the smart ones. Like you said, they're in the back just going like this right now, just rubbing their hands because they're just like, yeah, no problem. We'll sell the rights to this game to other consoles. You are making us money.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised in the future at some point. I could see within the next 5 years they maybe come out with one more console and then they just stop and they start. They only just make games but make them universal to all the other platforms.
Yeah.
They would still make so much more money, so much.
Yeah, they did. I know Xbox did say they are working on a next gen console that they are going to release. And
Mm-hmm.
I am wondering too if that's going to be their last one, the rate that they're going, because now they're playing Xbox everywhere. You can play it on TV, tablet, and then since they're investing so much in their cloud gaming, that's
Yep.
going to be the future. And I do see this probably being their last like hardware before, yeah, they completely switch to just cloud, and you just buy the
Because
controller and go.
yeah, because that's another topic too. Is just like, um, how far does this go before people start to realize that, like, these consoles that you're building, you could just make a PC out of
Mm-hmm.
it and put much more into it. Like that's what I was trying to explain to Chase. I was just like, no, I get it because I'm there with you. Like I was born and raised with a console. Like PC was never. Like the only thing I ever played on PC was like the games that came installed on it, like the pinball machine or Snake or that type of deal. But I never thought in a million years it would go over to gaming, like
Mm-hmm.
gaming like that. So it's just like what you would probably pay in the future for some of these consoles, you could probably build a mid-tier PC. And I get that you'll have to obviously do more work with maintaining and keeping up, making sure stuff is compatible and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you would save so much
Yep.
than buying an $800 console
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
eventually you know in 3 years they're going to build another new one with just more or newer stuff that a PC already has. Yeah, I don't see it lasting too much longer with the way the prices of
For
gaming
sure.
and
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Sony's just going to keep doing it or until maybe the other people just stop doing it and just go straight cloud. And Sony's like, okay, I guess we'll just go that route. And I mean, the fact that they spend millions upon millions of dollars for R&D and just
hmm
because like it's all this stuff has to be custom made for them. It's not like they're just like, oh, because all the chips in there, the GPUs, like they may be AMD, but they're a customized chip for them.
I
It's
was
like,
gonna say that they're like base model AMD, but then everything else is custom
yeah,
because
they
they have to work on that like I said R&D.
so yeah, I'm sure they probably had to give money to AMD to take what they originally had,
And put it into
customize
a
it to what
console
they want,
format.
hmm
You know,
and go, yeah. So, and then you got to think about the other stuff, like so. But yeah, I do see next generation possibly being the last time we see a physical console before we move on to
which
just.
I'm totally down for. It might make it even easier for the streaming world.
Mm-hmm.
Where like like say if Microsoft does the just the clouding aspect of it, that literally means I can have Xbox Game Pass on this monitor and literally just Bluetooth my controller,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can just stream from my PC right onto my monitor without even needing to take up more space.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's actually genius. Why not? Just make really good service so it can handle the bandwidth of the millions of people that will be playing. That's it.
Yeah, and still play it at 4K 60 or whatever you can able to
Yep.
do. Just yeah.
Yep. No, it'll be smart. Be an awesome money move. And I be honest, between the three, I can see Microsoft doing that first before the other two. I can see Sony trying to be like the last stand of making count.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's always been money, regardless of whatever moves they make. Innovative, being innovative, I've always seen Xbox trying to do it. Like Xbox always trying to do something new, and then PlayStation's usually like, "That's a good idea. How can I make it better?"
Yeah.
And then poor Nintendo's like, "We tried it first, but it just didn't work because
Mm-hmm.
you guys did it."
I do see. Yeah. Well, PlayStation's. I think it's Sony's biggest moneymaker. I think half the revenue, if not more, is based off that brand. That's by itself, and so they're gonna hold on to that cash cow as long as they can. And the fan base, are probably gonna continue supporting it. And so, yeah,
Somebody wakes up finally and be like, "Whoa, this new count's $1,000. Maybe I shouldn't do that."
yeah, and just yeah, like you said, the hobby just gets too expensive. Where it's just like, God dang, I can't spend that money right now. Like,
Yeah, because you know what they're going to start doing too is that they're going to start. I'm pretty sure they already said it. They're going to stop making the games where they're compatible with both consoles.
mm-hmm.
So like if the PS6 or whatever they call it comes out, I guarantee whatever games they make for the PS6 will not be compatible with the PS5. They're going to force you over to get the PS6.
Yeah,
So it's just like that's another move. So it's like you have to then start thinking about that, like the turnover rates of these games, and then the console that comes out. Like, do you really want to be chucking money away like that? Controller anymore?
mm-hmm.
What was it, $70 a pop for a controller?
Yeah. That's just the base
Full
model. If
price
you
of a
want,
game.
yeah, base model, it's like $70. If you want like special edition controllers or elite ones, you're paying more. So,
That's why I told Chase because he just bought two new controllers. I was like, dude, stop buying new controllers. Like, buy the Pro, buy you some extra sticks, call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
I got a sale on Amazon where I bought 4 sticks for a cheap price. So I got my Pro controller, but then I got 4 additional sticks. So if one of them just get drift, chuck, pop the new one in. We're done. I'm not buying any more controllers. Man. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like if you go through a year, let's just say you buy 2 controllers, that's like $145.
Yeah.
Pay another $50, you get a Pro controller that will last so much longer, and you can repair it yourself. So that's the way I look at it.
Makes sense. No, I totally agree. The only reason why I buy the controllers is sometimes I prefer the special edition ones. So like
No, that's true.
I
If
have
there's
the
a
Spider-Man
really
2 special
cool,
edition ones. I have the God of War
yeah,
ones, just because of just the special edition. I got the Astrobot,
correct,
but yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, I agree with that. If it's a really cool special edition controller, I'll get that. But other than that, yeah, screw those. They design them to fail, especially if you're playing like heavy intensive games that require you to do a lot of like trick work, like Rainbow Six Siege, Apex, any of those like crazy shooters where you do like the slide counts for like the leaning and all that stuff. Like you're going to destroy your stick.
God, I'm
It's
gonna
going to be gone.
fucking Elden Ring. I actually have a beat up Xbox One controller right here that I use for Elden Ring because I just button mashed it so much that it doesn't matter because this thing was like given to me. So I'm like, if
Mhm.
this thing breaks, it doesn't work. At least okay. But that's when I play
Right.
Elden Ring. I play with this controller because I'm just button mashing the hell out of the thing. I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, my
So,
last controller, I think it was from Elden Ring. I want to say it was probably during the Radon fight
mm-hmm.
at the end of the game. I was I didn't want to chuck my control, but he was pissing me off so bad. I was like at one point just like flipping my trigger sticks,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like flipping them. So like when you pull them and you hear the pop back, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, pow, pow, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pop this control. I'm glad it was my pro. So now one of my sticks, I have to actually pull down the R2 pretty far for it to actually like register.
Oh
So I might
wow.
have to open it up and see if I messed up the spring or something,
Yeah, or yeah, just but yeah.
or just get a new controller. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we bond for an hour and a half, so I think it
Oh
was a good discussion. Plus, you have to sign up to get on with your day.
yeah.
But
But no, we should definitely do this soon again. And I think we had in the works that we were talking that maybe one of these days we got to get a time where we can do. Oh, you did say you had an idea about that where we actually get together, like instead of like this way we actually get together like on a seat, like
mm-hmm.
a couch, and then we actually do like a podcast or something like a midnight hour
Yeah.
podcast unfiltered.
Well, right. Yeah, I figured like we could pick a Friday or Saturday night. If you
Mhm.
guys want to come over here, or we can be at someone's house and just
Yeah,
we just set up the
that'd be cool.
hardware and just kind of do like a we all have our own drinks and we're just BSing, talking right there,
Yeah.
like round robin
'Cause
kind
I
of
think
thing.
a lot of that stuff isn't really expensive. It's just making sure you have the computer that can handle
Mm-hmm.
the multiple mics. That's it. 'Cause that's what I was telling my buddy because we were thinking about doing like a anime one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, you have the perfect space for it because he has like this huge living room, like an older house. So like you walk in, it's got the huge cutout, but then it's like it goes deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you can put all your posters and your anime collectibles that you got back there, and then you set it up right there in front of you, man. And you just boom, right there. Like, that's perfect. It's not hard. You just got to set up the computer and then, like I said, throw your mics and stuff that
Right.
fit decent. Like, you got to get like $80 mic. But yeah, no, we should do this do this again. We'll get some new topics. Hopefully, we can talk about some stuff soon. I think the next game we can talk about when it drops is probably going to be Elden Ring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Coming out in May.
I think it's probably going to be both Elden Ring, Night Rain, and probably Doom: The Dark Ages because they both dropped
Oh
this
yeah, Doom.
month.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
those two for sure. I maybe there's I don't wonder if there's another game that's in this month that I can't remember exactly that might drop as well. That might be like,
Let's see.
but but yeah,
Yeah,
I know
no,
there's
there's
definitely
definitely
a
a
lot
lot
we
we
can
can
talk
talk
about
about
next
next
podcast.
podcast.
We
We
just
just,
like
like
you
you
said,
said,
figure
figure
out
out
what
what
topic
topic
we
we
want
want
and see
and
if
see
we
if
can
we
get
can
some
get some
people
people
to
to
join
join
in.
in.
I wonder if do
Do
any
any
of
of
your
your
buddies
buddies
ever
ever
want to
want to
join
join
in
in
too?
too?
Like Chase or any of them? Like be
I
curious to.
I was thinking about getting Chase in there because he could easily just go through the Discord. he doesn't even need a camera. And I
Oh,
showed
sure.
him that. I was like, because he has really good takes on games too, and I know he would enjoy this. So for
Okay.
him, it's just a little bit harder because I know he has the kid
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I told him I was like, it's not like we do it every week or anything like that. I was like, it'll literally be like a once a month thing that we do, and we set aside topics that we want to talk about, and he's down for it. I'll talk to him again
Yeah.
whenever I join back in.
Well, like I said, it doesn't have to be in the morning. We can do it at night too. Instead of like a Friday night stream or Saturday night stream, we instead do the podcast.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
maybe, depending on how we feel afterwards, maybe jump into a stream or just talk for like from like 7 to 8:30 or something like that. And then,
Yep.
but
So before we sign out, the games that I've seen, I just typed in games dropping in May 2025, and we got Doom: The Dark Ages,
mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Savage Planet,
No idea.
Elden Ring, Night Rain, Roadcraft. We saw this during the thing, the Midnight Walk.
Oh yes.
Yep, that one. There's one called Final Form. Um, the only thing I think about with that is Dragon Ball Z. You haven't even seen my Final Form. Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, and Lost Soul Aside, which I thought that game was already out.
No. Maybe.
That's a. I thought that was already out. Pre-purchase Lost Soul Aside. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay. But that's a. I'm pretty sure that's a. I want to say a Korean studio.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently they're. Sony's got. I think we talked about this in our last podcast, but Sony started this program where they're trying to fund other countries like smaller studios to make games.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're starting to do like Korean, Chinese studios and stuff like that, and that's what this one is.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
the action RPG.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Both sides. Oh yeah, so,
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, it was a good chat this morning.
for sure.
So yeah, thanks for jumping on
Hmm.
and everything. So I know I'll see you at work this week, so we can talk more about the future topics and stuff like that. So
For sure. Yeah, I gotta start making mental notes whenever I have ideas because sometimes I have an idea when I should be at work, and I'm like, I'll remember that later. I won't.
just start writing it down. Just
Yeah,
podcast
just
ideas.
literally have a separate notebook where it's just like podcast ideas.
Mm-hmm. It helps. I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just even if it's something like, "Dude, that would be a good topic," then just
Yep.
and everything. So, well, so everybody who's out there, this is the Don Riches. He's on TikTok, Twitch, and you're not on YouTube yet, are you?
I mean, I have my channel up. Actually, it's funny. I got new subscribers from it, but I haven't uploaded any
Okay.
videos to that. But yes, no. My goal is to eventually get that all set up properly, so that way I can start putting my vids that I already have on there. Put them, I don't know how you want to say it, like a format where if you click this tab, it's all DVD videos or
Mm-hmm.
all Rainbow Six videos.
Oh yeah, like a
Um,
playlist kind of thing.
yep. And then I'm thinking about even doing like my full streams over there, and just cutting them down where it's kind of like where action starts. So
Mm-hmm.
that way you're just actually not watching the full thing. So yeah, I got some plans for that.
Cool. Well, yeah. So yeah, go follow him over there and everything. So everybody that tuned in this morning, thanks for checking in, tuning all that stuff. So yeah. Oh, do you have anything to sign off with, Richard?
Oh man, keep gaming. I hope that we do this again soon, and we'll see what happens with the future of gaming because it's gonna be crazy these next couple of years. Hell, these next couple of months actually.
Right.
Who knows? Especially with last time. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. We'll like I said, we'll reach out and try to see if we get more people, then we can get more discussions too. That'd be nice to have more people, more
Sure.
opinions and stuff. So
Yeah, for sure.
cool. Well, yeah. You have a good day, and I'll see you at work tomorrow.
Yep.
Back
Take
at
it
it.
easy.